Here we go. Big middleweight showdown between top 5 contenders. You got Israel Adesanya versus Nassourdine Imavov here at UFC Saudi Arabia, and we are with you until this fight comes to a conclusion. Get involved in the chat room while you're here. Andy Vogel jumping in the chat room saying, will Adesanya win? That's the goal, man. That's who we got predicted. And you know how we are with these main event fights. I mean, started out last year 2-0 as well. We're 2-0 now, and then we we only won 2 of the next 7 fights. So we really need Adesanya to win to get off to a 3-0 record. And I hope Dana White sticks to his word. Regardless of who wins this fight, Hamza is fighting for the title. But if Adesanya comes in here and puts on an impressive performance, you never know. Look at it. Tucker Carlson in attendance in Saudi Arabia. Look at this. So here we go. This fight is underway. And man, I'm already feeling tingling throughout my body as I always do when Adesanya fights. I really like him. But I got to be prepared for him to fight Hamza one day. And you already know which way I'm going in that one. We got Hamza over everybody. But right now we got a big one here. Number 2, Adesanya. Number 5, Imavov. About 30 seconds in, both guys feeling each other out, trading leg kicks. And a nice leg kick there by Adesanya. Mixed emotions from the crowd, right? I mean, you got to imagine the crowd favorite is Imavov, but you also hear the respect for Adesanya. He's coming into the octagon. Fans are kind of on both sides of the fence in this one, despite it being in Saudi Arabia. Adesanya comes in, takes a left, he lands a leg kick, partially blocked by Imavov. And man, the crowd goes silent. That's how big this fight is. High anticipation. And a bunch of decisions, 5 in a row in the lead up to this fight. So I think the crowd wants to see a finish here. We don't want to finish a night in Saudi Arabia with 6 straight decisions, including a 5-round fight. Boy, and Adesanya might get taken down. He does, but he reverses. And you don't see that too often. Now Adesanya lands a takedown. Both guys back to their feet. And boy, you don't usually see a guy get into Adesanya like that. Usually the kickboxing style keeps his opponents off guard. But Imavov's showing he can be aggressive early. 2 minutes gone in this fight. Crowd's chanting something. Sounds like let's go Izzy. So Izzy's a type of guy that can, regardless of where the fight's at or the crowd, he has so much respect that even the Saudi Arabian crowd will root for him. And I would assume the Saudi Arabian crowd's a lot like myself. We'll root for Adesanya against anybody but Hamza, right? And my worry is that Adesanya gets a big finish here, and they decide to let Adesanya fight for the title, which would be just terrible. To me, Hamza gets the next shot, and then Adesanya fights the winner of that one. So we'll just see how all this plays out. There's not really a guy for Adesanya to fight unless he's going to fight the loser of Duplessis and Strickland, which to me he should. But when you're the former champ for as long as Adesanya, you're always one fight away from fighting for the belt. In fact, this is the first time he's had a non-title fight in at least 6 or 7 years. Adesanya takes a left, lands a right, back to the center. Adesanya doing a good job of keeping Imavov off balance with the leg kicks. They're saying Adesanya's in the best shape of his life right now. We haven't seen him in a while. So legs look strong, upper body looks strong, but he is 35. So let's see how his endurance is if this fight goes into deep waters where Imavov ended up finishing Cannonier. And every time Adesanya's back has been up against the wall, he's found a way to win, including that big KO against Alex Pereira. Oh, big uppercut by Imavov lands. Oh, my goodness. Oh, now they're swinging. Here we go. This fight's getting ready to take off. And Imavov shoots in for the takedown attempt. Adesanya keeps it standing as he lands a couple elbows and a shot to the body. But Imavov has walked Adesanya back into the fence here with under a minute left as Adesanya looks to his corner for instructions. And Adesanya, much like Usman back in the day, is very good with takedown defense. A lot of it coming from the kickboxing style, right? It's hard for his opponents to get inside, although we're seeing Imavov early here crack that defense just a little bit. But Adesanya's outstriking him, 20-7 in significant strikes, 9-2 head strikes. Not any big shots that could end the fight, but definitely outpacing Imavov right now, which is why Imavov is shooting in for takedowns. So I got to believe Adesanya has won that round. I mean, not believe, I know he did. 26-7 total strikes, 21-7 significant strikes, but the biggest punch came from Imavov when he landed the uppercut. And the focus on these two guys' faces is incredible. So we're getting a look at Imavov in the corner. Both guys still look good. It's only the end of round one. They look fresh and they go to a commercial, but Imavov's corner's got to probably tell him, you got to pick and choose your shots a little better. You got to break through the defense of Adesanya. And if you can land a takedown, great. But you're dealing with a guy that has great takedown defense and can keep the fight standing in almost every situation. At least we've seen throughout his career. So if a guy like Adesanya gets taken down, it's a complete surprise because we don't see that too often. The only fight I ever predicted that he would get dominated on the ground was against Jan Blachowicz back in the day when he stepped up for the light heavyweight title. A fight that he lost and then returned to the middleweight division. Round two underway. Nice jab by Adesanya. There you go. Leg kick. Okay. Let's go, Izzy. And a low kick. I don't know if that was a low kick by Adesanya or an eye poke. But either way, the ref stops it, and we're back in action really quick. Oh, a big right by Imavov. Adesanya's in trouble. He goes down. Adesanya's in trouble. That's it. The ref stops it, and Adesanya cannot believe that he stopped the fight. Izzy can't believe it. He looks at the ref and is, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Should that fight have been stopped? Adesanya cannot believe that the ref stopped the fight. Yes, Imavov landed a big punch, but Adesanya's up and he looks fine, and he cannot believe it. I mean, Adesanya's the long career that he's had. You're not going to give Adesanya a chance? And you just see the Adesanya is not happy with that decision. He's not a guy that's going to argue it with the ref or anything like that, but he's very dejected. He's walking around shaking hands. He's fine. Let's see the replay. Here it comes. Beam. Imavov lands a big right for sure. Izzy goes down to one knee. All right, here we get another look. Boom. There it is. Adesanya goes down. Okay, he takes a left. He goes down. He covers up. Okay. Yeah, and I think it was too early, man. I think it was an early stoppage. And you see Izzy's in some trouble, but he covers up for a second. But it's not like covered up like you see most fighters when the fight stopped. Adesanya's still trying to gather himself and get position. And then he looked at the ref like, are you serious? And that's it, man. Imavov is going to move to 16-4. And he climbs up the rankings big time and will shoot. Will he go above Hamza? That's the question. Or will they look at this like Adesanya's just slowing? Adesanya can't believe it. All the training he's did for this fight, for the fight to be stopped that quick is amazing. 27 seconds into round number 2. And the amazing thing for Imavov is he finishes both Jared Cannonier and Israel Adesanya. And he'll likely be ranked number 2 or number 3 in the division. This might jump Hamza up to number 2. we'll have to wait and see. That's the way it should be. And Imavov surprises everybody with the victory over Israel Adesanya. That's the way this thing finishes. Middleweight division showdown, main event, our first loss of the year at UFC Saudi Arabia.